Hello, I'm Paul with Sudosonic, and this video is the first in the entire series for the new Roland Fantom workstation. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, just realize that this individual video clip that you're watching isn't the entire tutorial lesson. It's just the first video, the introductory video, number 1. There's going to be 30 or 40 videos that are available for purchase either on disc or download on our website, sudosonic.com. So in the first video for all these different workstations, normally what I talk about is some of the capabilities and features of the keyboard, and then also describe and compare a little bit how it compares to other workstations. So for this particular workstation, this is the newest one from Roland. It's currently their flagship model. Their previous models, the Fantom G, is discontinued now, so it's just this keyboard. Some of the main things about this keyboard is that it has more sounds. It also has a higher resolution screen and a few things like that. How it differs from the previous flagship workstation, the Fantom G series, is that it does not have a linear sequencer, and that's kind of surprising to a lot of people for it to be such an expensive keyboard. I think it's around $3,400 for the 61 key version, which is what this is. And then also the Fantom G series workstations had a mouse interface, so you could drag and click on different things with your mouse. Now, one thing about this screen here, it's high resolution, and also everything on it is clickable, so you can go to any parameter with your finger and you can just touch it. Now, it's not dual touch like a mouse pad, or like an iPad, but it does have scrolling capability in some situations, so that's pretty helpful. Also, it has the pads on the right. It does have pattern-based sequencing, and the way it does pattern-based sequencing is a little bit more intuitive. It's kind of like Ableton, where you can visually see which patterns are active, and you can arrange these a lot more quickly than you could in the Fantom G. You actually can arrange the patterns faster than you can in other workstations, such as the Korg workstations, any of them, including the Kronos and also the Montage. The Yamaha Montage and MoDX now has pattern-based sequencing, but this interface is way better. It's more graphical. You get a lot of real-time indications of where you're at in the pattern and things like that. Another cool feature here is this area on the right hand side where you have these different knobs, and they allow you to easily control some of the main parameters of editing individual sounds. So you can see there's a pitch, filter, and amp envelope. Now, we've seen things similar to this where on the left hand side of a keyboard, for instance in the Kronos and also on the Montage, where you can select, you can toggle through different ranges, and depending on which sound you're on, you can adjust different parameters of a sound like filter and pitch. But these right here are dedicated. And another thing that's cool too is as soon as you touch these, it updates on the screen to show you what you're actually changing in the parameter. So you can see there we were adjusting the amplitude attack, and for a piano that's going to be pretty immediate, so you'd want to make sure that's pretty quick up there. Another thing that's interesting about the Roland Fantom is that it does not have different modes. It's basically just got one mode. So if you look over here on the right, most of the time with these workstations in this area or over here, you'll see a section where you can click on different modes. So you may have like an individual sound mode, you may have a sequencer mode or a song mode. And I think in the old Roland workstations it was called performance mode. In the Roland Fantom, you basically just have one mode, and it's called a scene. And so from these scenes you can drill down, and if you click on zone view, you can see that they're composed of different sets of tones, or zones rather. So it's created similar to how other workstations are, where you can combine up to 16 different zones. So you'd use your arrows here to scroll down through those. Or if you click on zone view again, it goes to a 8 view. Or if you click again, it goes to a 16 view. So there you can see all of the different zones, and if you just want to drill down on them, just click on the zone view again. So basically this one scene is where you can disable other zones and just use one instrument sound, and you can also combine and layer those, and you can also create splits, and we're going to show you how to do that in different videos. It's a very powerful workstation. Another thing too is we don't have this connected to a computer now, but if you click on DAW control, if you had this connected to a PC or a Mac and you were running software, there's a couple different softwares that the interface connects with your Roland Fantom, and then some of the knobs on the screen and menus on the screen correlate and correspond to different parameters that are in your DAW. So it kind of becomes a fast acting workstation that integrates with your recording software on your PC, much like the native instruments MIDI controllers do, and then also the Montage does that as well. So that's kind of the secret sauce of the Roland Fantom. Once we get into the patterning with the recording features and things like that, you'll see what I mean. It's very powerful. If you're used to linear recording, it may seem a little awkward to use pattern-based recording, but I think once you kind of get used to it, you know, you can technically record almost linearly. If you have like a 32 measure pattern, you can, you know, if you have like a big sweep where you want to have something that's gradually changing over several measures, or transitions and things like that, where a little bit of a sound is coming in before your next pattern. There's some little tricks and things you can do, but you can definitely get used to it pretty quick because it's very intuitive. And this completes the video for the introduction to the Roland Fantom.